morning, students. Today we will discuss alternating current. So this is chapter number 7, alternating current. So let us look at introduction. We have so far considered direct currents. Direct currents means this current does not change with time. And the DC sources, we can say the battery is a good source for direct current, and these currents do not change. See here, these currents do not change direction with time, but voltages and currents that vary with time are very common. So the electric mains supply in our homes and offices is a voltage that varies like a sinusoidal function, like a sine function with time. Since voltage is called alternating voltage and the current driven by it is alternating current. So voltage is called alternating voltage, then the current driven by that source is called alternating current. So today most of the electrical devices use AC voltage, mainly because most of the electrical energy sold by companies is transmitted and distributed as alternating currents. So the main reason for this is AC voltages can be easily and efficiently converted from 1 volt to other volt by means of a transformer. Further, the electrical energy can also be transmitted economically over a long distances. So AC circuits exhibit characteristics which are exploited in many devices of daily use. For example, whenever we tune our radio to a favorite station, we are taking advantage of a special property of AC circuit. One of many that you will study in this chapter. So now look at this problem. In this, an AC voltage supply, see, we are connecting alternating voltage to a load to a resistor, let us say. And look at this connection here. So this is your alternating voltage. So we are connecting this voltage to a resistor of resistance R. Now see, now this figure shows a resistor connected to a source E of AC voltage. The symbol for AC source is this is the symbol for to represent AC voltage, and we consider a source which produces sinusoidally varying potential difference across the terminal. Let this potential difference also called AC voltage, and that is given by this equation. Look at this equation. V equals to Vm sin omega t. So V is your voltage, instantaneous voltage. Vm is your maximum voltage, and sin omega t. Here sin function varies from -1 to +1. So it means your instantaneous value of the signal may vary from -Vm to +Vm. So that is the meaning of this function. So V equals to Vm sin omega t. Sin omega t can go from -1 to +1. Then your V can go from -Vm to +Vm. So maximum value of your voltage is +Vm. Minimum value of your V is -Vm. And see, where Vm is amplitude of the oscillating potential difference, and omega is your angular frequency. Now to find the value of current in the circuit, we apply Kirchhoff loop rule, and that is potential drop across all elements in a closed loop is 0. Now here there are only two elements. Look at these two elements, and this is one element, and this is one element. There are only two elements. Then potential across your source must be equals to potential across your resistor, and potential across your source is Vm sin omega t. That is what we are applying voltage, and potential across this resistor is IR. Potential across the resistor is IR. Then potential across the source is Vm sin omega t. So from here you can find out current. That current is I equals to Vm by R sin omega t. Since R is constant, we can write down the equation as I equals to Im sin omega t. And here Im is again amplitude of current here. So here also you see here this equation I equals to Im sin omega t. So I also varies from minus Im to plus Im. The minimum value of I is Im, maximum value of I is plus Im, and that varies like a sinusoidal function, because I equals to Im sin omega t. So now equation 7.3, this, so let's say this is 7.3, equation 7.3 is just like it's just Ohm's law for resistors, work equally. See, this I got because if I have a direct let's say direct voltage V, then if I connect direct voltage to a resistor, then current produced in the resistor will be V by R, and that V is voltage across the resistor. And similarly here equals to, see, in the direct case, if I apply direct voltage to a resistor, then I can write down for example, if this is the direct voltage, now I am applying that one to a resistor, I can write down the current that is going in the circuit is V by R, and here or you can write down V by R. So V by R is current in the circuit. So similarly, in this case, I am connecting voltage. That voltage is here Vm sin omega t. So you can write down I equals to Vm sin omega t by R. So that I am writing as I. So that is what I am. So now, so Ohm's law is you can even Ohm's law to alternating current even. Now, so let us look at the graph here. So if you look at the graph, so this is the graph that shows variation of your voltage. Let us look at this graph. Look at this graph. So this graph shows the variation of your voltage with time. So here on x-axis I am taking omega, x I am taking voltage. So look at the first graph. The first graph is this one. This is the first graph. So this is how voltage is changing with time. This is how voltage is changing, and when you look at the current, then current is going in this way. So this is the current, and this is the voltage. Now clearly from here you can say, whenever voltage is 0, current will also be 0. Whenever voltage is maximum, look at, whenever voltage is maximum, current is also maximum. When voltage is minimum, current is also minimum. When voltage is 0, current is also 0. So it means that the current also varies sinusoidally and has corresponding positive and negative values during each cycle. Thus the sum of instant, see here, there is the phase difference between your voltage and the current is 0, because whenever current is maximum, whenever voltage is maximum, current is also maximum. When voltage is 0, current is also 0. So we can say both are in phase. There is no phase difference, because if V equals to Vm sin omega t, then I equals to Im sin omega t. So both are following sine function, and whenever you get maximum voltage, you are getting maximum current. When you are getting maximum voltage, you are getting maximum current. When you are getting minimum voltage, you are getting minimum current also. So both are in phase. There is no phase difference here. So now if you look at alternating current here in this equation, this is the alternating current, what you are getting in the circuit. So if you calculate average current in the circuit here, average current in the circuit or average during one cycle is 0, because in the first half cycle the current is positive, in the second half cycle current is so when you add these two, you get 0. So the average, see here, that's the sum of instantaneous currents. Look at this, the sum of instantaneous current values over one complete cycle is 0, and the average current is 0. The fact that average current is 0, however, does not mean that average power consumed is 0 and that there is no dissipation of the electrical energy, because we have said that whenever current is going in the resistor, then the power dissipation is equals to I square R. It's not IR, it's I square R. Whenever I say it's I square R, so even though I is negative or positive, if I is negative, then I square will be positive. So for if I is positive, I square is positive. If I is negative, I square is positive once again. So you get some energy dissipation here. Even though the current in the next half cycle is negative and first half cycle is positive, power dissipation will be always positive, because it depends on I square, not I directly. So I square R. So now I square R. So because I square is positive for any value of I, I can be negative or positive, but I square will be positive. Now power dissipation, or the instantaneous power dissipated in the resistor is P equals to I square R. P equals to I square R. So I is we have given, that is Im sin omega t. Then Im sin omega t whole square is Im square sin square omega t, and R is there. So that R is I am writing here. So now I am getting equation now. P equals to, the equation is P equals to I square R, that is Im square R sin square omega t. So when you compute average power here, when you compute average power over a cycle, in one cycle, like here from 0 to 2 pi, then you will take average power, that power equals to I square R, then Im is constant here, R is also constant, then Im square will be constant, then you have to take average of sin square omega t value, average of sin square omega t. So average of sin square omega t. So when you take average of sin square omega t, average of sin square omega t is 1 by 2. So if I take average of sin square omega t, I get 1 by 2. So sin square omega t is 1 by 2. Then average power dissipation is 1 by 2 Im square by R. Im square by R. Now here I will define one parameter, that is called root mean square current or effective current. So IRMS is here IRMS I can define, see, because I got the power dissipation equals to 1 by 2 Im square R. Now I am defining one effective current here, that current, because if I connect a direct voltage to the resistor, then power dissipation will be I square times R. If I is current, I square times R. Let us write down the same thing also in this format. If I write down that, I get power equals to IRMS square times R. So if you compare these two equations, you can write down IRMS as I maximum by, or Im by root 2. So this is what your IRMS. So then IRMS equals to I maximum by root 2. So you can call it as IRMS, or even you can call it as effective current. So you can call it as IRMS or even effective current. So now, so it is defined by I equals to root of I square bar. So root of, see here, I square, let us square your current, instantaneous current, and let us take average of that. Now when you take root for that, you get your IRMS. So IRMS equals to root of I square average. So root mean square. This is root mean square. So this is mean square, and root mean square is your IRMS. So now IRMS equals to I maximum by root 2, and now root 2 value is 1.4. So when you fix that value here, you get I equals to, or IRMS equals to 0.707 IM. So the power dissipation, average power dissipation in the circuit will be, now you can write down it as IRMS square, or you can write down in terms of maximum current, that is 1/2 IM square R. So this is what this one. So tomorrow we will continue.